Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 uh, NFL Week 13, Thanksgiving Day early late game, post game show. We'll call it that, and a Thursday night football update show. Uh, we'll start with the late game. Texas, it was on Texas today. Uh, DeMarvin, DeMarvin overshown. Uh, wasn't sure he could run down the pass after he tipped and turned it into an interception for a touchdown. The Dallas linebacker pulled it off, and now the chase is on for the Cowboys to try to dig out of a deep hole in pursuit of a fourth consecutive playoff trip without franchise quarterback Dak Prescott. Overshown's dynamic pick six from 23 yards put Dallas in front for good. Rico Dowdle ran for a score in his first career 100-yard game, and the Cowboys held on for a 27-20 Thanksgiving Day victory over the New York Giants. Cooper rushed through a TD pass, and Dowdle finished with 112 yards Thursday as the Cowboys are now 5-7, ended a six-game home losing streak going back to a wild card playoff loss to Green Bay last season. Dallas has consecutive victories coming off a five-game losing streak, but still plenty of work ahead to get back into the postseason picture. Prescott tore a hamstring in Week 9 of what was already a reeling season. We just needed that one last week. Kind of get the ball rolling. Felt the victory feeling in the locker room post game last week. Rush said of the wild 34-26 victory at Washington. Everything's kind of coming together, feeling good about it. Drew Lock, who started in place of the injured Tommy DeVito a week after benching a subsequent release of Daniel Jones and lost a fumble following Overshown's pick in a seventh consecutive loss for the Giants, who are now 2-10 in the season, and their season is basically over by far. Locke ran for 57 yards on a touchdown that ended up being too late to avoid New York's eighth consecutive loss to its AFC rival. That's one of my first times to be able to come in and play a full game with these guys and show them what I can do, Locke said, minus the turnovers and a few good things, and it was up and down, some good, some bad. The Giants had their first lead since Week 5 before Overshown put the Cowboys back in front after they had led for just 2 minutes and 15 seconds during their six-game skid at AT&T Stadium. Leading 7-6, Locke tried to flip a screen pass to Devin Singletary after the running back had been overpowered trying to block Overshown. The second-year linebacker ended up between Locke and Singletary, tipped the pass into the air toward the end zone, used his speed to run it down, and scored untouched. I was thinking, hey, this is a good time to have those afterburners going, said Overshown, who missed his rookie season with a knee injury. I was able to kick some interest, and we were dancing in the end zone after that. Overshown also recovered Locke's fumble on the opening possession of the second half to set up Russ's 3-yard TD pass to Brendan Cooks. He deposited that ball into one of the oversized Salvation Army red kettles made famous by Ezekiel Elliott nearly a decade ago, and it isn't sure what happened. It isn't sure what happened to it. The TD ball might go to his son. Before the game, I was telling myself that around this time last year, I was just waiting to show people my last testimony. Overshown said, just being out there on the field, healthy is all I can ask for. Rush now 2-2 as a starter, filling in for Prescott this season, and 7-3 for his career through the scoring pass to Cooks. The play after the quarterback's apparent fumble into the end zone was overturned on a review. Cooks, who had a diving first down catch in the final 2 minutes to clinch the victory, was playing for the first time since Dallas 20-15 victory over the Giants in Week 4. He ended up with an infected knee after getting an injection in New York the day after that Dallas win. Dowdle had 46 yards rushing in the first quarter after his longest carry of the season, a 22-yarder. The Dallas offense bogged down after 2 efficient drives, but suddenly optimistic defense kept the Cowboys in front. Locke had a 28-yard scramble to set up a New York touchdown and another 21-yarder before his 8-yard TD with 2:18 remaining, but he was sacked 6 times. I don't like the results. Giants coach Brian Daboll said, "Nobody likes the results, but again, I have confidence in the people. Just got to do better." Giants standout defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence said he dislocated his elbow in the second half. Defensive lineman DJ Davidson injured his shoulder in the first half. Cowboys special teamer Jawanya Thomas was started off with a right knee injury in the first half, didn't return. Quarterback Josh Butler also didn't return after a knee injuring a knee. Rookie left tackle Tyler Gutton said left in the first half with an ankle and knee injuries and was replaced by Chuma Atoga, who made his season debut. Gutton said he has a high ankle sprain, and the Giants will have to regroup to try to get a win and try to just salvage their season just for pride. But they will play New Orleans at home next Sunday, and the Cowboys get a mini break plus a day before Cincinnati visits on December 9th, and which will be next. I think that's a Monday night game. That'll be a Monday night game. Yes, it will be. Yeah. So with that said, I gotta give the game balls to the Cowboys, and uh, and I gotta give the turkey leg, the Thanksgiving Day turkey leg for this game goes to D. Marvin Obershone. It goes to him. And Cooper Rush, for the game balls, Cooper Rush, 21 of 36 carries and attempts, 195 yards, 1 touchdown. Rico Dowdle, 22 attempts, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. And Cavante Turpin, 4 receptions, 53 yards. So Giants fall to 2-10. The Cowboys go to 2-7. Now we're going to talk about today's early game today, which was the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. The Detroit Lions have been dominant for much of the season, leading the league in point differential after routinely routing opponents against Chicago. The Lions were good enough to extend their winning streak to 10 games, but barely. I will say that. Barely is the operative word. Jared Goff threw 2 touchdown passes to Sam Laporta. Jake Bates made 3 field goals in the first half, and Detroit held off the Bears by a field goal, 23-20, on this Thanksgiving Day, which is Thursday. It was a crazy ending, right? Golf said, excuse me. Indeed. The Bears had the ball in Lions territory late in the game with a chance to drive for a game tying field goal or go ahead touchdown, but they blew the opportunity. Caleb Williams threw an incomplete pass as time expired from the Detroit 41 after being sacked with about 30 seconds left, allowing time to run off the clock, even though Chicago had one more timeout, which, I'm focused on getting everyone back and getting everyone lined up, Williams said. I don't have a microphone, so there is no communication with coach there. We could have taken a timeout, but if we hit that play, no one would be worried about it. The NFC leading Lions are now 11-1, have their best record after 12 games in team history, and their 10-game winning streak ties a franchise record with the 1934 squad. The Bears fall to 4-8, have lost 6 straight, including 4 by a total of 10 points. Chicago coach Matt Eberflus dropped to 5-17 in games decided by 7 or fewer points, excuse me, and winning 22.7% of those games to rank 221st and last among coaches with at least 20 games that close. We're right there, he said. Detroit led 16-0 at halftime and 23-7 after 3 quarters, and Williams led a comeback that came up short for the second straight week. Williams helped the Bears rally from an 11-point deficit in the final 22 seconds of regulation against Minnesota before losing in overtime. Detroit opened the game with 4 straight scoring drives. Go ahead 16-0 on Goff's 3-yard touchdown pass to Laporta in the second quarter and Bates field goals. Chicago, meanwhile, failed to pick up first down on its first 4 drives and gained a total of 32 yards on those possessions. We started off pretty hot offensively and defensively, Lions coach Dan Campbell said. Jared Goff's second touchdown pass to Laporta, a 1-yard toss, gave Detroit a 23-7 lead late in the third quarter. The score was set up by Jameson Williams' 15-yard reverse, which included him hurdling Kevin Byard to gain several extra yards. Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick overall in the draft, was 20 of 39 for 256 yards with 2 touchdown passes to Keenan Allen and 1 to DJ Moore. Williams seemed to make his first rookie mistake of the game in the third quarter on a run, pulling up instead of going out of bounds, and took a low hit from linebacker Jack Campbell. Knee is fine, but that play was kind of funky, Williams said. Williams said, I don't appreciate him driving right at my knee, but it is good. But it's good. It is good, okay. Excuse me. The former USC star took it off on the next snap and threw a 31-yard touchdown pass to Allen. Williams connected with Allen for another score, throwing a 9-yarder to him with 5:36 remaining. Detroit had a chance to add its cushion, but Bates missed a 45-yard kick after starting his NFL career, 19 of 19 on field goals, on a drive that was stunted by Jameson Williams. 15-yard penalty for tossing the football at a Bears player on the sideline. Jameson Williams' unsolicited apologized to the team after the game. I'm so proud of him. The way we handled it, Golf said, excuse me. The Lions snapped a 7-game losing streak on Thanksgiving Day. We are going to enjoy this, Campbell said. Bears running back Rashawn Johnson left the game with a concussion. Bears guard Ryan Bates has a concussion and left with a concussion. And defensive back Elijah Hicks had an ankle injury. They were all inactive. For Detroit, Linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez had a knee injury, left the game, and Campbell said he fears the injury might be serious. Defensive end Josh Pascal had a knee injury. Defensive lineman Levi Wazurki on Rusaik had a hamstring injury, and defensive lineman Mackay Wingo had a knee injury, but were hurt during the game. Potentially more blows to a position hit hard by injuries, including Aiden Hutchinson's broken leg. The Bears will have to regroup as they will play San Francisco at Levi's Stadium next Sunday on December 8th. And the Lions will host the Green Bay Packers next Thursday Night Football next week. And so right now I have got to I got to give the game balls to the Lions. And I have to give I have to give the game balls to give first of all the turkey leg to Jared Goff. Actually, no, because he threw 2 touchdown passes to Sam Laporte. And I have to give also a turkey leg to Jake Bates for making 3 field goals in the game today. Now the game balls. Jared Goff. 21 of 34 carries, that's 121 yards. 2 touchdowns. I think it's David Montgomery. Let me make sure. David Montgomery. Yes, it is. 21 attempts, 88 yards. And Amon St. Brown, 5 receptions, 73 yards. Chicago falls to 4-8, and the Lions go to 11-1. And right now, I'm going to update you on tonight's Thursday night game. It's at halftime right now, and it's 24-3 Packers at halftime. And I'm going to go over what's happened so far in this game. The Packers had the punt after going first quarter. The Packers had the punt, after going 3 and out. 3 plays, -4 yards. And then they got the ball back, and then the Packers scored their first touchdown of the game. It was McManus extra. It was 3rd and goal at the Miami 3rd. Jordan Love pass short right to Reed for the 3-yard touchdown. McManus extra point is good, and it was 7-0 Packers. And then the Dolphins had the punt after going 3 and out. 5 plays, -3 yards. And then the Packers scored their second touchdown of the game. I think it's Josh Jacobs, left guard for the 1-yard score. The 2nd and goal to Miami 1. He got the touchdown. The Josh Jacobs and McManus extra point was good. It was 14-0 Packers. The Dolphins were not able to score a touchdown, but they got to field goal range. They had to set up for a field goal. 4th and 15 at the Green Bay 15. Jason Sanders' 33-yard field goal is good. It was 14-3 Packers at the end of the first quarter. And in the second quarter, the Packers had to punt after going 3 and out, 4 plays, 26 yards. And the Dolphins had to punt after going 3 and out, 4 plays, 21 yards. And then the Packers scored their 3rd touchdown of the game. 3 and 2 at the Miami 12. Jordan Love passed short to left to Reed for the 12-yard touchdown. McManus extra point is good. 21-3 Green Bay. And then Miami had a turnover on downs, and it was a 4th and 5 at the Green Bay 38. Tua Tagovailoa pass, a complete short left to Kane. There was no gain. There were 2 no gains. And that was the turnover on downs. And Green Bay tried to score a touchdown in the second quarter, but they got to field goal range. Had to start up for a field goal. McManus, 46-yard field goal is good. And it was 24-3 Packers at halftime. And right now, the third quarter's underway, 14-16 left to go. And it was a 2nd and 8 at the Miami 25. Tua Tagovailoa pass short middle to Hill to the Miami 30 for 5 yards. And then we had a 3 and 3 at the Miami 30. Penalty on Miami. Delay of game, 5 yards and force at the Miami 30. No play. And that's where we stand. And right now, the Dolphins have the ball 3rd and 8 at the Miami 25. Can the Dolphins rally the second half and get the victory with 13:26 left to go in the third and the fourth quarter yet to come? Or will Green Bay go on and win and go to 9-3? We will find out. And Eh, well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday night football. Well, early late game post game show and Thursday night football update show for this Thanksgiving Day week 13. I'll be back with the post game show for Thursday night football once the game between the Packers and Dolphins has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you had a great day and hope you enjoyed your time with family and friends. Uh, 3, 2, 1. I'm done.